Spiritual manipulation is real. There is a thin line between great storytelling and gossip. You just have to decide what you want to do. But I always want to tell authentic stories so that I can educate and they can also be informative, because stuff that I speak about as much as is people's stories, but you need to know that it can happen to anybody. Some of the stuff you need to hear them so that you can be aware of them. Many people fall into these things without seeing, without understanding what will really happen. Let me share this story. I came across this story back in the days, whereby there is a gentleman who comes from Zim, came to SA, to a certain place I cannot mention, and he started a church. They said he is a great seer. He can see, he can also heal. His prophecies were accurate. So he started a church that, people are wearing all white. Those guys, man, they will start a church now within a week. The place will be packed. Everybody will be walking towards the forest. The same forest that they used to see as nothing. Once there is a person who is a prophet or who help, all of a sudden, man, women of the entire place now will be taking the journey or the trip to the forest. His church was packed, dominated by women as usual. And this guy who is spiritually gifted, he started doing the unthinkables. He started doing the things that he knows exactly that a spiritual gifted person shouldn't do. There is a difference between a woman that you are given by your people or your ancestors or by God, and also clients, people who shows up because of they desperately need help, people who show up because of they're sick, people who show up because of they're looking for employment, people who are there because of they are looking for a breakthrough. So when you start sleeping with them, the entire mission of you being there and helping people, it is no longer useful to the community or people around there. Now you are taking advantage of people who comes to you seeking help. It becomes a spiritual manipulation. At some point, he was dating 3 women that I knew of. And how did I know this story? It's because of one of the guys who became a victim of spiritual manipulation was a family member. He was in his late 40s, as I remember. He was married to this woman for many years. He married her while she was still young. They had children. I cannot mention the number. And children have grown. And this gentleman now, he was at a space whereby now he was unemployed. But he was a great gentleman, man, respected. Children are doing well at school. This gentleman showed up. This gentleman's wife attended the church just like all these other women who attended the church at the forest. And she became the 3rd woman that he is actually dating at the same time. All these 3 women knew that he was actually having these 3 women as people that he is dating. We don't know about the other ones that he just slept with them and not come public. But we knew of these 3 simply because of this gentleman who is married to this woman. He's the one who was even complaining, and he was telling me that, can you imagine? He has another girlfriend there. He has another girlfriend there. And also with my wife. And he even highlighted that to the wife. And the wife didn't even care that the gentleman has other 2 girlfriends. They dated. And the married man became very angry when the wife fell pregnant. He spoke with the wife. They even had a family meeting whereby, the elders of this other gentleman's family, had to speak with the elders of the other family so that they can fix the problem. They can speak and see if they can find a way forward. But the woman said, I'm not getting rid of the baby. I'm going to deliver the child. We don't know what the spiritual gifted person said to the woman. Maybe he said, in my culture, in my tradition, or in my religion, we don't do those type of stuff. If you do that, if you get rid of the child, this and this and this and that might happen to you. We don't know. But despite the elders all speaking with her, she decided not to get rid of the baby. He was like saying, I understand the cheating. I understand the disrespect. I can forgive all of that. But I'm saying you cannot bring another baby in a marriage after we have so many children. What are you actually bringing in this family? The person who is giving you the child, we don't even know the person. These people always show up to this place, stay here for 3 to 6 months, collect all the bag. Later on, they're moving to another village or another place. So now we will be left with this child, not knowing where the father is, not knowing the customs and the tradition of this child's ancestors. You are bringing trouble in this marriage, because if the child is sick, how are we going to help the child? Because of the person is just here for now. We don't even know where this person is going. You don't even know where the person comes from. You don't even know the family of this person. You don't even know where they stay. If the child starts giving us a problem in this marriage, how are we actually going to go and locate the family? It looks like you are disrespecting this marriage that we're having and all this type of stuff. And words like, if marry me is that type of a problem, we can give this person his money back, which is something that drove him crazy. Because of when you marry somebody when money had that value, years later when that person is moving on in their life and they're saying, we can give you your money that you paid for lobola. And when you look at that money today, in today's currency, it's just nothing. It's like an insult, like wow. And obviously those type of words will come simply because of the so-called man of God or the prophet. He is making a lot of money because people are consulting every day. People are requesting for that service every day. So money is not a problem. So that's why even if when she is discussing it with him, he can say, no, this guy, if he's complaining too much, we can give him his money for lobola. He shouldn't even interfere with what we do. So now he failed. The husband, he went back home. Obviously, he can't take that money for lobola. But he's still traumatized by what really happened. Now he started, taking things to the physical battle, whereby he wants to get, the Zim guy and start panel beating him. But the problem is that the gentleman was petite and the Zim guy was buff. Those tall Zim brothers with huge shoulders. That, even if it's Musango, they have to go pound for pound. The husband cannot even go to war with the man. He can't even survive the fight. So he started looking for him at the wrong places like taverns and stuff like that, and tell people that when you see him, tell him I'm looking for him. So the Zim guy replied also that, okay, when you see him, tell him that he doesn't have to go to taverns and places looking for me. I stay here. Tell him to come here. I'm not running. I'm not hiding from him. If he doesn't see me, that means I'm busy with my things. So now the husband became like a private investigator, looking at all the things that the Zim guy is doing, so that he can come and say, yeah, yesterday he was at this girl's house. He was at this girl's house. Now, he's doing that because of his heartbroken. He feels like he can find something that he can tell his woman or his wife that, you know what, the man that you're so proud of, you don't know what he is doing when you're not around. Yesterday he went to this house. Yesterday he was with so and so. He is messing around, this guy. He doesn't care like you think he cares. I think you're going to give birth to this child, and I think this guy is not going to take over. I think this guy will disappear because he has the habits of being with multiple women at the same time. And obviously he's saying these things because these are the principles of the wife. In the marriage and into their relationship, he knows that these are what they call the deal breaker. Because if you do this, there will be no discussion. It's shy. So now the husband was trying everything in his power to bring the things that he knows that the woman will not sacrifice for. These are her deal breakers. So he was doing everything in his power to bring evidence and information to the lady so that he can prove himself worthy of still being in that relationship so that he can save his marriage. But surprisingly, she didn't have a problem with it. She wanted to continue with the relationship, knowing that there were other two women which were known. And that's one thing that really drove the husband crazy, because he understood that all these years, I knew that I couldn't do these things. But somebody just show up from the other country and you're willing to keep up with everything that he's doing. So he felt betrayed. And she continued with the gentleman. The family member was broken. There were days, man, where we will be sitting and we are talking. And I'll tell him that one thing that you have to do is to stop following the guy. Because of the more you go to places where he goes, it's like you are giving him reasons to keep doing what he's doing, because he knows that you are hurting a lot. Your pain is entertainment for him. He will go out there and find other women so that he will keep on doing it. Now, you are not only suffering from what he's doing with your woman, you are also suffering because of the same guy that you don't like, who hurt you so much. He keeps on doing the same thing to other women so that he can keep on hurting you more. Just accept it. It's difficult. Understand that that's how life is. Because others are saying, your woman has always been a great woman. She have never played around. So right now she's in a space whereby whatever that you're saying is going to be very difficult for you to convince her to leave him. He's different than you. You need to understand. A new relationship, that's what it does. You will end up doing things that you didn't want to do because of pain, because of anger, because of frustration. Give it the space. Let them be in that triangle love thing. Just give them time. The more you're using your force, the more you're using power, the more you're walking around, you are taking down that respect that other people has for you. Even kids now, even people who are way, way below your level will start making fun of you. Because if you're not known as this person who goes around in the taverns at night, everybody knows that you are there because of you are trying to monitor the movements of your wife. And that's not right, man. That's not right, because the next thing People will find you on the floor now because of you trying to fight, knowing exactly that you cannot fight. And you get knocked out, cold. And even the children will have to hear that their father was fighting, which is not you. This is not your character. This is not how you are. Just understand that there's absolutely nothing you can do. And if this is how it's going to turn out, it's turning out, man. Just sit down and look at all your children. Speak with them if you can. Sit down with them. Explain the whole situation so that they will understand what is going on. And take a loss, man. This is not actually your doing. It's life. Things do happen. People want change sometimes. And sometimes people go out there not knowing that what they are in won't be a one-night thing or won't be a temporary thing. It's something that they will want more. So we can sit down and look at her, the way she's feeling, the way she doesn't wanna, and we point fingers at her, but we really don't know what got to her. We really don't know what is actually going on, because of that her principles doesn't allow her to be into these type of situations. But why is she in now? And he was broken, but at the end he understood that he's fighting a battle that he cannot win. And when we start talking about Buka Yentwa, it's a new book, exciting. He is doing things that you cannot do. He is way younger than you. Way younger than you. His physicality is way younger than you, man. That's not the fight that you want to be in. Just let it go. Just let it go. In which is a problem that many people who are older are suffering with when they are marrying women who are way younger than them. When years goes by, they can no longer provide like they used to. They don't have, that energy like they used to have. At the end of the day, a younger lady end up meeting a younger guy, and it becomes a problem because of now you spend your years when you're stronger with the younger lady. Now you are older, you cannot do stuff. What hurt him the most is because of the guy is younger, and he doesn't want to accept that he cannot compete with the younger guy. So, but he had to understand that this is the reality, man. We really don't know what's going on, and we really don't know what made that distance between you and your wife whereby she can eventually go out there. We really don't know. But that's how life is. And we really don't know, as he is a prophet, helping people, giving people stuff to drink and to bath with, to do all this type of stuff. We will never know if some of the stuff that she is using made her become this way because of she was a client before the relationship. So she took her things, she took his things, she used his things, and at the end of the day, it becomes that thing that one shows up and help you. These other prophet or pastors who will come and make teas for you, will come and do the caramel for you and stuff for you. Eventually, it leads to that. And that's why many people will tell you that when it comes to my house, I'm the one who is in charge. If somebody has to get a tea, it's a child, it's a wife, I'm the one who's making it, period. There is no any other man who will walk in and out of my house and saying Moruti is here to do this and to do that. Because of it leads to that. The day you're not around, things do happen. Next time when the person shows up as I'm always here, must making teas for you. I'm always here, must doing the dialogue for you. Why is he fighting me today? Because I've used to come here while he's here. So this type of stuff do happen. We're sharing this type of stories to educate, to bring information out there. Because there was a way that the elders used to do before. And this thing is not new, whereby the young prophets or pastors who are helping people, they are sexually driven in a way that they just want to have multiple women. Even the generation before us dealt with the same problem, but they found a way to deal with it.